Hello, I'm Graham McTavish. Welcome to Budapest Comic Con.
Is it true you have one of your early roles was a female character once in some theater or something like that?
Oh, wow. No. No, it wasn't a female character.
Oh, it was a drag queen.
I wore a dress. It was a play called The Architect and the Emperor of Assyria at the Gate Theatre. Yes, and at one point I wear a dress. That's very well researched. How on earth did you find that out?
I try my best.
My God, nobody, I mean, that's amazing. I don't even know when that was. It was a long time ago. Wow.
Before I'm making an interview like this, I spent a lot of days to research the actors.
That's impressive.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Yeah. It's very, very good to hear. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I hear another funny story about you.
Oh, God.
When you were at the Comic Con like this,
yeah.
and you were mistaken by somebody else, but you didn't tell the people you are mistaken, and you go with it like for a half hour.
Oh yeah. That was at San Diego Comic Con, where we were at the Entertainment Weekly event, and they do photo sessions with the cast. I was there for Preacher, and the Game of Thrones cast were there, and I had a beard like I have now, and I remember just sitting there and waiting, and then this guy just comes up and goes, "Okay, they're ready for you now." I'm like, oh, okay. And I wander in, and there's all the Game of Thrones cast, and I'm standing at the back, and I'm like, sorry, I'm not actually in Game of Thrones, because the rest of the cast was sort of looking at me going, who are you? And I regret actually not going through with it, because I just think that would have been a great picture. It's like people that gate crash weddings and just get photos next to the bride and groom, but they don't know either of them. And it was purely because I had a beard. They just assumed that he's got a beard, he must be in Game of Thrones. So, yeah.
We'll try and stay in radio contact. I'll let you know when we get through to the other side, all right?
Wherever the hell that is.
Just be ready for anything. Might be a quick exit.
No doubt.
She's the best driver in the business, you know.
So I've heard.
You had a lot of video games, voices and other things. Do you think that video games are modern art too, like the movies or like any other media?
Yeah, no, I think some video games can really be art. I did a series of video games called Uncharted, and I think, you know, Amy Hennig, who wrote and directed those video games, I mean, they stand absolutely on a par with any action movie. I mean, it's no coincidence it was made into an action movie. Yeah, it's absolutely, and especially in those situations where you're doing performance capture with the funny suits, it's very much like acting in any medium, apart from you're just dressed very bizarrely. But yeah, it's the same, absolutely the same.
Do you think it's stigmatized or it's not anymore? I mean, some big actors do video games too.
Yeah, they do. I don't think so. I mean, I have to admit that I don't play video games. I'm just useless at video games, so I wouldn't even try. But I have, you know, complete respect for the people who make them. I think when they're good, they can be really extraordinary. Oh, yeah.
A land that is cut through with rocks and mountains that weave like some kind of tartan kilt.
And you were gonna go there.
Which is called Scotland.
Scotland.
And you had that very beautiful project, Men in Kids.
Oh,
and
nice.
That shows your more personal side. So
indeed.
How did the project affect you, both professionally and mentally? And
doing Men in Kilts?
Yes.
Yeah, how did it affect me mentally? Yes. No, it did affect me mentally, because I was put, especially in the second season of Men in Kilts, I was put in a lot of situations I would never, ever put myself in. Like, you know, doing the Nevis swing, which is this ridiculous thing in New Zealand, going into a cage, a shark cage, all of the, you know, just stuff that I would never go near. And so, as somebody, especially somebody who is naturally not very keen on heights, doing things like that was very, very mentally challenging. But great fun, great fun. I don't regret doing it at all. And I think people really enjoyed the shows. But boy, yeah, there were moments on that that were just terrifying, terrifying, yeah.
Those things are closer to you? I mean, like Men and Kids show, it's closer to you than a big role in some movie?
Yeah. I mean, I think you have to be honest, and I think Sam would say the same, that when we do Men in Kilts, we are doing versions of ourselves rather than literally how we are. So there is a performative aspect to it. I mean, we naturally, as people, banter with each other back and forth, you know, and try and make each other laugh. So that's very real. But there's an exaggeration that takes place. So I exaggerate the fact that I'm sort of this grumpy kind of guy that, you know, wants Sam to do this, do that, and Sam is this person who's a little slower than I am in terms of, you know, and that's pretended, that's exaggerated for sure. But no, it is closer to me than any part that I've played.
2 dungeons deep and caverns old, we must away ere break of day to find our long forgotten gold.
We must speak a little bit about Hobbit, of course. What was the biggest physical or mental challenge? Do you have any story or moment what you really stay with you and you think that regularly?
I don't think, well, I may be wrong, but I don't think that I'll do anything as physically challenging as The Hobbit, because I trained for 5 months to do that, physical training, and I needed it because we were wearing 32 kilogram costumes. You know, we had a prosthetic on the top of our heads. I had prosthetic forearms. We were fighting, we were running. We had fish poured on our heads. We had to navigate barrels down a whitewater river. I had to come out of a toilet. You know, there's just so much that on a daily basis you were being confronted with that was very, very physically challenging. But the good thing was that, you know, there were 13 of us, and so we weren't alone, and we all supported each other in that. I think if I'd been on my own doing all that stuff, that would have been really hard. That would have been really hard. But it was, yeah, I mean, the barrels were just, I mean, God, but I think we didn't expect to go down that river ourselves. We thought the stunt guys were going to do it. And then Peter just led us down, and we got into the barrels, and we were just released into the river, and he just filmed us. So we were literally paddling for our lives, and he was just recording it. And that was the movie. And even now I look back on that and I think, why did we agree? I mean, not one of us went, hold on a sec, what are you talking about? I'm not going to go down a river in a barrel. But we all went along with it. He's very persuasive, Peter Jackson. He makes it seem like it's nothing. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. It'll be okay. You think, will I though? Will I actually drown? So yeah, that was probably the most physically challenging job I've ever done.
So you already played vampires, warriors, dwarves,
yes,
drag queens. What was the best? Do you can choose a best, or of course everything is different, so everything has a beauty in it. Have you a favorite? I don't really. I've been asked that question a few times. I don't have a favorite character or experience. I mean, you know, The Hobbit was obviously a very, very lengthy, intense experience. Rambo was a very intense experience in a different way. I've been very lucky with the jobs that I've done, that I've found great joy in all of them, really. I've literally just bumped into a guy, Vincent Regan, who I worked with 20 years ago in Rome,
We did a TV series together. I haven't seen him since, and we were reminding each other of just what an enjoyable experience that was. You know, being in Rome, filming a Roman show, and I mean, when that sort of thing happens as an actor, those are the real highlights. Being in Rome, dressed as a Roman, that's pretty cool.